Welcome back. I'm Tom Hewitt, and this is News 13's Eye on the Election. I'm here with Larry Morris, who's running for Borough Assembly. And Larry, this is your first time running for public office. Give us a little bit about your background for people who might not know you, and also what made you decide to run for Borough Assembly?
Well, I moved here 10 years ago, and 3 years ago I became a member of the Trails Advisory Commission, and then just a little over a year ago I was appointed to the Assembly Citizens Budget Review Commission. As such, I started attending a lot of Assembly meetings, in fact most of them, and decided that I think I can help.
The borough was instrumental in creating the interior natural gas municipal utility this past year, and in an effort to kind of bring natural gas trucking along to Fairbanks and provide for a unified front. But there are folks who support Fairbanks Natural Gas's bid to become the regulated carrier outside the city, who say that having two entities, both Fairbanks Natural Gas and the interior gas utility, vying for that same contract essentially slows the process down or might delay the getting gas here as fast as it possibly can. What do you have to say about that? Do you support the work that the gas utility has been doing, and would you have supported its creation if you were on the assembly at the time?
I would not have supported the gas utility. Now, it's not that the gas utility hasn't sparked some momentum into getting gas to more places. My preference is that it should be a private enterprise. I think that they can do it a lot more efficiently.
Energy costs are well acknowledged to be the number one most important issue facing the interior. What would you say is the second most important issue that we're facing, and how would you on the Borough Assembly work to help address that?
There are a number of them. One is, of course, the budget itself. I think that we need to be very efficient in how we deliver our services. There's another thing coming up. Of course, we're all worried about what's going to happen at Eielson, but we don't know exactly what that is. It's either going to be F-16s, F-35s, growth, staying the same, reduction. Best thing that the Assembly can do is actually plan for either case and be ready for it.
All right, that actually rolls pretty well into my next question, which is that borough revenues are pretty stable just because it's based on a property tax base, and home valuations don't tend to fluctuate very much year to year. But if something were to happen, like say they go forward with the plan to remove Eielson's F-16s, that would take a lot of people out of the borough, and also might very well depress home valuations and property tax revenues, which would be then the Assembly's job to craft a budget to reflect that reality, and that would be a pretty stark picture. How would you think that the Assembly could best absorb that financial hit and move forward?
Well, we have to protect some of the services that people depend on. Beyond that, there are areas within the actual government that people don't actually see. Those are areas that I think need to be looked at to make sure that we are spending our money wisely. And there very well could be a problem if the F-16s do move and we do have a reduction. Property values could drop.
And in your work on the Budget Advisory Committee, have you identified any place in specific where you feel like the borough, in a time of low revenues, could stand to I guess pare away some of the excess?
What we've done is we've hit 3 or 4 different agencies within the borough, started studying them. There are a couple of areas that we brought up. One was to a couple of the facilities to put them on natural gas that would in fact save some money. There are other areas that we've looked at. In fact, right now the Citizens Budget Review Commission is looking at transportation, and part of transportation is the air quality department. Those are areas that we're presently looking at.
What do you think would be the biggest difference in the way that you and your opponent would tackle the job of being on the assembly and the things that you would accomplish in your terms?
Well, I'm not going to speak to what she would do, but mine is to very, very deeply scrutinize the budget to make sure that it's efficient, delivering the services that we need, without over-delivering or even sometimes interfering with the delivery of those services.
All right, sounds good. Well, I think that's about all the time we have, Larry, but thanks very much for coming in. And for the rest of you, don't go away just yet. We've got Jamie Schwartzwald coming up next with sports.